That's why we talk about it this way. You know what I mean? Like, we make videos because it's fun. Like, everybody's like, oh, I just do it because it's fun. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you have to push traffic to it to make it feasible.
Well, yeah, because otherwise, what would we be filming? We'd be filming stupid vlogs that didn't make any sense and just follow the day, because that's what we would be wanting to film. Mm-hmm. Which is that a vlog we could do? Yeah. Would it get views? That's the question. Yeah. Our other videos, there's very much a rhyme or reason. We're like, all right, let's bust out this Pro vs. Am. All right, let's bust out this bike review.
Yeah. Quantity's tough too. Quantity is the hardest thing for me. Is like we're talking about all the stuff we do in a day, but also we shoot 3 YouTube videos in one day. Typically, you know, it's like, oh, it's hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hectic.
But as long as we stay creative and know what the heck we're doing and have a plan, it's easy enough. I think when the days get tough to shoot is when we're like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't think we have those days super often. I typically very much so feel like on task to a certain extent, but there's some days where we're both like, oh.
Well, you want to talk about the day we shot at Tomahawk when you got super sick? That was one of those days.
That was the hardest day of my life.
Yeah. I mean, you probably
I wish
can't
you
explain
could have
why.
stayed to see the rest of that and how it played out.
Were you just destroyed?
I could talk about this. Yeah. I did training for DOD. So, okay, we get to the track at what I wanted to fully encompass this story because
probably,
while it's fresh on my mind, because this sucks
8 a.m.,
so
9
bad.
a.m.
Yeah, 8:30 probably.
Yep.
And I don't remember feeling sick waking up or getting ready for the day or any of that. But when we pulled into that track, right away, I start to feel like I have the chills. And I'm like, this isn't right. Like, not like I was cold. Like I all of a sudden I'm getting that body ache. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. Something's going on. And I like keep looking at the time. I'm like, all right, it won't kick in that bad yet. Like if I'm going to get sick, I'll be able to get through today at least. Then by like 10:30 while we're shooting, did I look crappy or could you tell that I was getting sick?
It was right when we started riding where you started to fall apart, I think.
And was it obvious to you or no?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, that was the video where I finally beat you at something.
Yeah. What was it again?
Well, it was a Pro versus Am. We did a 2-lap race.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, I did a fast lap. You did a fast lap. We figured out the handicap and then we freaking went
Did you edit that yet? I'm excited to watch that.
No, I haven't edited it yet. That's next. No, I have another day to edit before that day.
I was so tired that morning and like knew I was getting sick. And I remember when we were filming the Pro vs. Am on the hill and I was sitting on that flagger tower.
You look dead. You look like a dead person.
I did not feel good.
Yeah, no, that one's even better. That's when it really like clicked because I went and did my runs. Then I come back and you were just like,
and that was 10 a.m. And then I remember getting to 11 because I was like, all right, I got 1 hour to relax and kind of do nothing here before I have to start training these guys. And I kind of reclined myself in the truck. Oh yeah, still sick. And tried to take a nap. And I remember falling asleep for a little bit. And in my head, I'm like, wow, this is really, really not gonna be good. I had to train these guys until midnight. And not only that, but now it starts to rain. I'm like, oh, geez, here we go.
Yeah, it was cold that day.
And it was chilly. And I had so many layers on, but it didn't matter because when it started raining at literally noon, right when we started training, when it starts raining, like I had this army jacket on and it was pretty waterproof, but at a certain point and going through all the puddles and stuff we had to go through in the woods, I was soaked. My feet were soaked. My whole body was soaked. You would have been, if you were a fly on the wall and you could have watched me, you would have been dying laughing because we would come off in between and take our breaks. And I don't even think there was a freaking fire, dude. We would all just sit in a circle, and I wasn't going to complain because these were some badass dudes that don't want to hear me complaining about having to train for 12 hours.
Yeah, right.
Like, in freaking beautiful America. And just because I'm a little bit sick.
Yeah.
But I felt so dead to the world that when we would come off and take our breaks, I would just like helplessly shake, and my legs would just like tremble, and I couldn't control them. I just had the craziest shivers going on.
Oh my gosh.
And we trained, we did it in the night all the way until midnight. And I got back home and I put the shower on hot and just sat on the shower floor and shook like a little baby. And when I woke up the next morning, or I should say all throughout the freaking night, because I was sweating through the bed, I was so sick and I had 102 fever for days. I got sick on Tuesday morning, and this is the first day I've felt like a human being. And it is, what day is it?
Today's Wednesday of the next week.
It's been 1 week. Exactly.
Yeah.
I've never, ever been sick for that long in my entire life.
Yeah, that's gnarly.
Oh, it was, and to have to push through that whole 12 hours like that was not fun.
Like, I know. I woke up the next morning because I was at your house, packed up to leave.
Yeah,
and
thanks
Allie
for
was
unloading
like,
my bike, by the way.
What? Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yep, unloaded your bike because I was like, AJ's gonna die, so I might as well unload the Alta, and drove home 9 hours. And then the next day I'm like, oh, how you doing? You just sent me a picture of you with an IV and like all in like blanket, like wrapped up in blankets. I was like, dude. Honestly, it's amazing you don't get sick more often though. I get sick all the time. Not that bad, but like I get colds like every few months from all the travel we do and just like exhaustion, I think.
Yeah, I surprisingly don't. I mean, generally, yeah, I say that, but then we go days where we don't drink or eat. Yeah. I would say typically I have two things on my side. One, I hydrate really well. I would say most of the time, and most of the time get really good amounts of sleep. I think sleep is the most important.
Yeah, probably.
Except for we have some days where we're up early, but you know, I'm still in bed by 8:30 and I'm sleeping until 6:30.
Yeah. I'm
getting 10 hours.
Sleep is my issue because typically I need to, like, just with my schedule right now, I usually have to edit till 12, 1, 2 in the morning. Just because during the day I just get bothered too much. Like too many people are awake and they're all freaking bothering me.
Yeah.
So I have to edit late just so I can focus. And editing is one of those things where it's like you have to get into your flow to be at all productive. You know what I mean? And it's like if you're just constantly like having to respond to emails or talk to other people, like you can never get in that flow and it's just really hard to be productive.
Could you not intentionally stop that?
Yeah, yes and no. I probably could, but it would just be tough because then I'd be missing things and it would be another mess. You know what I mean? And I just have a hard time sleeping sometimes. Like if I had it my way, I would sleep for 10 hours every night, but I just don't. You know what I mean?
How many do you think you get? I get 10 almost every night.
Yeah, that'd be so nice. I would say on a normal day.
But that's my key. I swear that's my key.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Average is probably like 7. Anywhere
That's
from
good.
6 to 8, but usually 7. 7's fine. Like I can function fine, but I'm always a little bit tired. Also, I don't drink caffeine daily, which is I quit caffeine my senior year of high school, and now I just use that as my superpower. Where like on shoot days, I need all the caffeine, but I can power through a shoot day. Like, and our shoot days are long. Like typically, it involves an entire class. And then shooting 4 videos and then driving 6 hours to nowhere after, you know, and those are long days. But during the week, I don't have caffeine, and that's tough. Like, but I don't want to depend on it again. I depended on it for so many years, and it's like your body doesn't need it. Like, you know what I mean?
I try not to. Although I go through my phases of doing more gummies than I need to, and I go through my gummies. I go through my phases of doing more caffeine than I need to also.